going to make a trick-or-treating dinner for Halloween night. That way it's something to warm the kids up before they go out, or the parents who are going with them. And we're going to have chili, cornbread, and a drink called wassail that my mom would make when it was Halloween night. And we would go out trick-or-treating and come back for a hot drink to warm up and go out a little bit longer. Great, so to begin, we are going to, I'm going to heat this up for just a little bit. You don't need to add oil to this. The fat in the ground beef will provide the grease. You kind of want to break it up. You're going to continue to break it up as it cooks. This is a little bit easier before we add the onions and bell peppers, which we will do in just a moment. Okay, let's add the onions and the bell pepper. I'm going to cover it just slightly. That way it cooks a little quicker. It entraps the heat. And chili is a really hearty and comforting, warming meal. And so it gives kids a good start to head out with a full belly. Now this chili is not a spicy chili. So if you do want a spicy chili, just add a little bit of cayenne pepper or a hot sauce to it. Could also add fresh jalapenos, canned jalapenos, any other kind of peppers. We are also going to add garlic to this sauteing process, but we're going to do it at the end because garlic tends to burn very easily, so we don't want burnt garlic. Now, depending on what kind of ground beef you use, you will want to drain away the fat. The less content of fat in it, the less fat you'll have to drain. If you don't do this, you will have a very greasy chili. So you do want to do that. Also, the oils rise to the top, and so you'll have a floating layer of fat on top. It's not necessarily desirable. Now I'm going to leave the lid off. Some of this liquid I see in the bottom is going to be the water from the meat itself, but also the onion and bell pepper. So you can use a paper towel. Careful, the paper towel will be hot, so you don't want to burn yourself. So now is the point we want to add our garlic. Saute that around for just a little bit. Okay, so let's stir this around. Now we're just going to dump all of the ingredients, stir it around, and then cover it and let it simmer. So this part's really easy. We will do the 16 ounces of the chopped tomatoes. Add the kidney beans, tomato sauce, chili powder, basil, salt, pepper. Okay, we are going to stir this, and you pretty much just cover and let it simmer for at least 30 minutes, stirring it here and there throughout, or you can put it in slow cooker mode and let it slow cook for 6 to 8 hours. So you could throw this in here in the morning, and then by the time you get home, you have a delicious warm meal. So to start this off, preheat your oven to 375 Grease an 8x8 pan. Make sure you have the rubber scraper. A half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter, and 2/3 cup of sugar. We're gonna cream those together. Cornbread is pretty forgiving, so don't be too worried. And once we add the flour and the cornmeal, we don't want to overmix it. That's our biggest. You want to thoroughly incorporate the sugar and the butter until it's kind of a fluffy, smooth consistency. Now we want to mix in the eggs. Just so you know, after you're done cooking, probably want to wash your hands again if you're going to touch other things, or you're still cooking but cooking other foods that aren't going to be cooked before consumed, because eggs can definitely add salmonella to other things. So you want to wash your hands in between. Now we're going to add 1 cup buttermilk and a half a cup baking soda. Mix these two together. Now we're going to add the flour, cornmeal, 1/4 teaspoon salt, kind of a ball in the middle. That way it comes out as a more cohesive unit. Spread it out. I'm gonna just wipe away these little bits because they will burn. If you don't, it's no big deal. Okay, now we're going to put it in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes till the toothpick comes out clean, so we'll do that now. We're going to make some honey butter for our cornbread. Add the butter, add 2 tablespoons honey. I worked at a restaurant that was famous for their cornbread, and they would add marshmallow fluff, so that is what we're going to do. So I might mix it around with the rubber scraper for just a minute and then use the whisk. And you want to make sure your butter is softened. And if you really like a lot of honey butter, you might want to double this recipe. Okay, now we will get the whisk to really fluff it up. Of apple juice. We're going to get some spices ready. So I'm going to do 1/2 teaspoon whole cloves. Hope you can see that. And a whole nutmeg. Close that up. Now I'm just going to hang this off of the side. Okay, a cinnamon stick. Break it, and I juiced 3 whole oranges, but I'm going to strain out the pulp. We're going to bring it to a boil and then simmer, so let's get that started. And after 30 minutes we will take out the spices, but I'm going to leave the cinnamon because I do enjoy that. My mom would make this when we would go out trick-or-treating. That way we have a hot drink if we come back for a warm-up. This is kind of a family tradition. You can choose any warm drink. You could do hot chocolate, hot apple cider, any kind of warm drink that you like. I would give yourself about an hour though at least to get this drink ready. And you gauge how long you want to leave the spices in. Leave them longer for a stronger, spicier taste. Take them out earlier for a less spice taste. It's been 30 minutes. Let's remove the lid and be careful, it's steamy in there. Stir it around. Give it a taste test. That tastes really good, but the cloves are the strongest part, and I want the nutmeg and the cinnamon to come out, so I'm gonna let it simmer for another half hour and take out the cloves. Just put that back in there, cover that. We'll let it steep for another 30 minutes. Let's check this. Okay, and taste test again. That is really good. We're just gonna keep it warm. That way, as people want it through the evening, they can enjoy it. Just put into your favorite cup. So this is a non-alcoholic drink. I'm sure there's other versions that have alcohol, but this will be non-alcoholic for children and adults to enjoy to warm up. So enjoy this delicious drink. It's so yummy. Warms you up. You'll love it. And get back out there and trick or treat. I'm gonna dish it up in some cute Halloween dishes. If you have them, great. If not, buy some disposable napkins, Halloween themed, and that will work just as good. If not, hey, it's Halloween night. Whatever it is, it is. Okay, we're going to do our taste test. Add any salt. Careful, it's hot. Okay, that tastes good. We have sour cream, we have cheddar cheese, whatever condiment